The Alien Council. The grand crystal hall of the Orinthian Empire glimmered under soft blue light. Hundreds of alien delegates filled the chamber, their shapes strange and different, some insectoid, some reptilian, others gaseous or metallic. The air buzzed with energy, a mix of nervous anticipation and arrogance. Ambassador Talion, a small insectoid with delicate wings and 6 trembling legs, moved quickly through the crowd. His antennae twitched nervously as he approached the central platform. He had requested this emergency session, and he knew time was against him. If he failed, thousands of humans, and perhaps his own species, would face disaster. At the center of the hall stood High Commander Zarvok, towering and fearsome. His purple scales shimmered in the light, and his cold golden eyes scanned the delegates like a predator reviewing its prey. His voice rumbled as he addressed the council. "Honored members of the Orinthian Council," Zarvok began, "we have received reports of another intrusion in our territory. A new species, humans, has sent a colony ship into Sector 7. They ignored our borders. They ignored our warnings. We will make an example of them." The chamber filled with murmurs, clicks, and low growls of agreement. Talion pushed forward, heart racing, his translator device crackling softly. "Commander," Talion said, bowing low, "I must speak. This is a mistake." Zarvok turned slowly to the small insectoid ambassador. A faint curl of his mouth suggested a mockery of a smile. "Your concerns are noted, Ambassador Talion," Zarvok said, his voice sharp. "But this decision is final." Talion's legs shook, but he pressed on. "Then unmake it," he said firmly. "I have studied humans for 30 of their years. I have observed them, walked among them, learned their history. You do not understand the danger of what you are about to do." From above, a floating gaseous being named Thyros swirled, voice like wind through caves. "Ambassador," it said, "we have reviewed the data. Humans are weak. They have no natural armor, no claws, no venom. They live barely 100 years. They spend time on art, music, and emotions. What threat could they possibly pose?" Talion's antennae twitched in frustration. "You are underestimating them," he said. "Yes, humans appear physically weak, but they have something far more dangerous than claws or armor." Zarvok raised an eyebrow. "And what might that be? Their feelings? Their poetry?" he said mockingly. Talion's voice was calm but resolute. "Their refusal to give up. Humans never quit. They endure. They persist. Even when all seems lost, they continue forward. They learn, adapt, and return stronger than before. They never forgive and they never forget. And when threatened, they hunt relentlessly." The council laughed, a harsh, alien sound. Talion ignored them. He continued, "Let me tell you a story of human history. Once humans were prey. Weak, slow, defenseless. They survived by becoming persistence hunters. They would chase animals for days, never stopping, until the prey collapsed. They adapted this persistence to everything: flight, science, even war. They fail thousands of times, but each failure teaches them something new. They keep coming." A reptilian delegate named Voss hissed, "Surely you exaggerate, Ambassador. Humans are children playing with toys. Their ships are small, their weapons primitive. They have only recently achieved faster-than-light travel. How could they possibly challenge us?" Talion took a deep breath. "Yes, their technology is behind ours. But humans learn faster than any species I have encountered. One battle teaches them strategy. 2 battles teach them war. You will not get the chance to fight them twice if you attack. But you will see the consequences of underestimating them." The chamber grew tense. Zarvok's eyes narrowed. "We will destroy the colony ship. No survivors. The humans will never know what happened. They will believe it was a natural disaster." Talion felt a surge of anger. "You fool!" he shouted, forgetting protocol. "They will investigate. They will search. Humans have a saying, 'No one left behind.' They will come for you. Every ship, every commander, every soldier involved in this attack. It may take years. It may take decades. but they will come. And when they arrive, you will beg for mercy, and they will remember that you gave none. For a moment, silence filled the chamber. Then Zarvok laughed, a deep, terrifying sound. I expected better from you, Talion. Humans sound like perfect prey for our warriors. Very well, the vote is unanimous. The attack will proceed in 3 days. The council dismissed itself. Talion moved quickly toward Zarvok. Commander, I am begging you. Please reconsider. Warn them. Let them leave. Don't commit this atrocity. Zarvok looked down at the small insectoid, curiosity flickering in his eyes for a brief second. Why do you care so much about these humans? What are they to you? Talion thought of the humans he had met on Earth. Children laughing, parents caring for their families, scientists exploring unknown worlds. He remembered their courage, their kindness, and their unbreakable spirit. They are capable of love, he said softly. And when they hate, I do not want to see the destruction they will bring. Zarvok turned away, dismissing the plea. Your warning is noted. The attack will happen in 3 days. Perhaps you should send a message to the humans. Teach them to respect Orinthian borders. Talion stepped back, heart heavy. The colony ship Aurora Dawn carried 12,000 humans. Families, children, scientists, and explorers. In 3 days they would all die. And Talion knew the real tragedy was about to begin. He returned to his private communication station. He had to warn the humans, even if it meant breaking every rule of his species. Even if it meant risking everything. Because the Orinthian Empire had just made the gravest mistake in its 3,000-year history. They had chosen to wake the predator. Countdown to attack. The human colony ship, Aurora Dawn, drifted quietly through the black void of space. 12,000 souls slept peacefully aboard its massive decks. Families, scientists, farmers, and explorers. Their destination was a new world in Sector 7. A place where humanity could start again. On the bridge, Captain Elena Torres leaned over the navigation console, reviewing the star charts. Her dark eyes were sharp, reflecting the pale light of distant suns. 3 years into their journey, everything had gone smoothly. Systems were running perfectly, morale was high, and life aboard the ship felt almost normal. Almost. Captain. The young communications officer, Jason Kwan, said suddenly, breaking the calm. His fingers flew over the controls as his chair spun toward the main screen. I'm picking up something. Multiple contacts, appearing out of nowhere. Elena straightened, her heart quickening. How many? Jason frowned. Too many to count at first. 30, no 40. They're large ships, much bigger than ours. Captain, they're moving fast, closing in on our position. Elena's mind raced. 40 ships. Her 12,000-strong crew could not hope to fight such a fleet. She swallowed her fear. Alert the bridge. Bring up tactical projections. Prepare defensive maneuvers. The bridge erupted into controlled chaos. Crew members moved quickly, following protocols drilled into them over the past 3 years. Screens lit up with alien symbols and ship schematics. Communications officers tried to hail the incoming fleet, but the signals bounced off strange energy shields. Jason's voice shook. Captain, they're not responding. They're scanning us. Elena's jaw tightened. Scanning or targeting Jason? Before he could answer, the first of the alien ships fired a warning shot. A pulse of bright blue energy slammed into space near the Aurora Dawn, pushing it violently off course. Sparks flew along the hull, and alarms blared across the ship. Evasive maneuvers. Divert power to shields. Elena shouted. Her hands flew across the controls. Engineers in the lower decks raced to reinforce shields and stabilize power. The alien fleet was unlike anything humans had encountered. Ships with angular, metallic bodies and strange energy emitters surrounded them, moving with precision and deadly intent. Captain Torres felt a wave of dread. Her people had no experience with war on this scale. Yet, giving up was not an option. Humans never gave up. Jason pointed to the main screen. Captain, sensors show weapons primed. If they fire again, we won't survive. Elena took a deep breath, forcing herself to stay calm. Prepare communication channels again. Try peaceful contact. They may not know we mean no harm. Seconds later, a deep, harsh voice echoed in the bridge speakers. Humans of the colony ship Aurora Dawn, you have entered Orinthian space without permission. Surrender immediately. Resistance will be destroyed. Elena's fingers hovered over the comm button. She hesitated, then pressed it. This is Captain Elena Torres of the Aurora Dawn. We mean no harm. We are explorers, seeking a new home. Please, we request safe passage. There was silence for a moment. Then a mechanical, distorted laugh echoed through the speakers. You are weak. You are short-lived. You are nothing. Elena's grip on the console tightened. Not nothing, she whispered. We survive. She turned to her crew. Prepare all ships for emergency maneuvers. Bring up defensive drones. Activate energy shields. We may be outgunned, but we are not outsmarted. Below deck, the engineers worked furiously. Maya Patel, a young genius with a knack for improvisation, adjusted the ship's sensors and power distribution. Captain, I can scramble their targeting systems, she called over the comms. It won't last long, but it will give us a chance to escape or counterattack. Do it, Elena said firmly. Every second counts. Back on the bridge, Jason monitored the alien fleet. Captain, they're adapting. Their ships are moving differently now. I think they're learning our patterns. Elena's mind raced. Humans had faced impossible odds before. Wars on Earth, disasters, uprisings, they survived by thinking, adapting, and never stopping. This was the same principle. Keep them busy. Use our drones and decoys. We need to confuse them, make them think we're everywhere at once. The first warning shots turned into a full barrage. Blue energy pulses slammed into Aurora Dawn's shields. Sparks and alarms erupted throughout the ship. Crew members gritted their teeth and followed protocols to the letter. Every maneuver was precise. Every decision mattered. Elena's voice rang out over the chaos. Divert power to forward shields. Release decoy drones. We can't let them hit our central engines. The strategy worked. A few alien ships were fooled by the decoys, firing at empty space and even colliding with each other. It was not much, but it bought time. Meanwhile, Ambassador Talion, who had secretly followed the alien fleet to observe the humans, watched with a mix of hope and fear. The small insectoid knew that humans were capable of incredible resilience, but the aliens underestimated them at every turn. The outcome was uncertain. Hours passed like minutes. The humans of Aurora Dawn worked tirelessly, adapting to the alien strategies. Captain Torres moved from station to station, encouraging her crew, checking systems, and making split-second decisions. Finally, as the first day of engagement ended, Elena allowed herself a brief moment to breathe. We've survived the first wave, she told Jason. But this is only the beginning. They will not stop. Not yet. We need to prepare for the next attack, and we need a plan that will let us fight back. Jason nodded, exhaustion on his young face. Captain, I've never seen anything like this, but I believe we can do it. We have to. Elena looked out at the stars, glowing faintly in the distance. Somewhere out there, the humans' new home awaited. And somewhere, the alien fleet awaited as well, underestimating the strength of human persistence. Humans never give up, Elena whispered to herself, and they will learn that the hard way. The countdown had begun. In 3 days, the aliens would strike again, and humanity would be ready. First contact. The alien fleet loomed large on the main screen of the Aurora Dawn. 40 enormous ships, sleek and menacing, surrounded the colony ship from all sides. Their movements were precise, calculated, and completely alien. Captain Elena Torres stood at the bridge center, her dark eyes scanning the display, heart pounding but mind sharp. Status report, she demanded. Jason Kwan's hands flew across the console. Captain, their information. Weapons are online. They're scanning our systems again. They're preparing for an attack. Elena's jaw tightened. Open a communication channel. Try once more. Tell them we come in peace. A few moments later, a distorted voice filled the bridge. Its tone was cold, mechanical, and commanding. Humans of the Aurora Dawn, you have violated Orinthian space. Surrender immediately. Resistance will be destroyed. Elena pressed her lips together. This was no longer a warning. The aliens had made their choice. Captain Torres, they're locking on. Jason shouted. They'll fire in seconds. Elena's mind raced. She had to protect the ship, protect the crew, protect the 12,000 souls aboard. She took a deep breath. All hands brace for impact. Activate forward shields. Divert power to engines. And prepare our drones. We'll show them humans do not go down easily. The first wave of energy blasts slammed into Aurora Dawn's shields. The ship shuddered violently. Sparks flew from the consoles, and alarms blared throughout the bridge. Crew members held fast to their stations, their training kicking in instinctively. Maya Patel, the ship's engineer, shouted from below deck, Captain, I've initiated the sensor scramble. It should confuse their targeting systems. Temporarily, Elena nodded, relief flickering briefly. Good work, Maya. Keep it stable. Every second counts. The alien fleet hesitated, their formation slightly disrupted by the decoys and the sensor scramble. But the pause was brief. Their commander, a towering reptilian named Vyrek, seemed to grow impatient. You will surrender, humans. Vyrek's voice boomed over the comms. Your survival is impossible. Do not resist. Elena's hands tightened around the console. She spoke clearly, deliberately. We do not surrender. We do not give up. Humans never leave anyone behind, and we will not abandon our people to violence. Jason glanced nervously at her. Captain, they're firing again. And it looks like they've adapted to our decoys. Elena's mind raced. She had to think fast. Humans were weaker in firepower, but they were stronger in ingenuity. All drones split into multiple formations. Divide their attention. Draw them into the asteroid belt nearby. If we can lead them there, we might level the playing field. The crew worked without hesitation. Small drone ships launched from Aurora Dawn, zipping into the black void like sparks of fire. The alien fleet followed, predicting their movements, but the humans had planned a trap. As the drones darted toward the asteroid belt, the alien ships pursued. Suddenly, the larger human ship turned sharply, forcing the aliens to navigate the dense cluster of rocks. Energy blasts ricocheted off the asteroids, and one alien ship collided with a massive rock, sparks flying. Talion, observing secretly from the alien fleet, felt a flicker of hope. The humans were clever. They were learning faster than the Orinthians expected. Back on Aurora Dawn, Elena felt a surge of pride for her crew. Jason and the other officers coordinated perfectly, exploiting the alien ship's slower reactions in the asteroid field. But the battle was far from over. Another wave of alien ships broke free from the traps, firing directly at Aurora Dawn. Shields strained under the energy blasts, and the ship shuddered again. Divert all power to aft shields. Evasive maneuvers now. Elena commanded. The ship twisted and turned, dodging some blasts, taking minor hits on other parts of the hull. Sparks flew from the control panels, and alarms continued to scream, but the humans adapted with each wave. Jason's voice was tense but exhilarated. Captain, they're retreating slightly. The drones worked better than expected. Elena allowed herself a small, grim smile. Good, but they'll be back. We've only seen their patience. And they're patient predators. Below deck, Maya worked feverishly to repair minor hull damage and reroute power to critical systems. Captain, shields are holding for now, but if they concentrate fire again, we'll need to reroute engines and life support. Elena nodded. Do it. Every human on this ship counts. We can't afford mistakes. The bridge went silent for a moment as the crew caught their breath. The immediate threat had passed, but the alien fleet remained close, studying Aurora Dawn, learning their patterns. Every action, every maneuver had been observed. Elena walked to the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, the aliens were preparing for the next strike. But the humans aboard her ship were alive, and more importantly, they were fighting back. "They think we are weak," she whispered to herself. "They think we will surrender. But they are wrong." A soft beep drew her attention back to the console. Jason spoke quietly, almost in awe. "Captain, sensors are showing something strange. The alien fleet is pausing. They're reorganizing. Almost like they're reconsidering." Elena frowned. "Don't let your guard down. They're learning. We've only survived the first contact. They'll strike again, stronger and smarter." She turned to the crew, voice firm and steady. "Listen up. Today we survived. Tomorrow we fight again. Humans have always faced impossible odds. And we've never quit. Not once. We will keep coming, and they will learn to respect us." Outside, the stars streaked past as Aurora Dawn maneuvered through space. The alien fleet glimmered faintly in the distance, a looming threat that could destroy everything the humans had built. But humanity had survived the first encounter, and that was the first step toward proving that they were not to be underestimated. The countdown continued. 3 days until the aliens' full attack. 3 days for humanity to prepare, adapt, and fight. And humans never stopped coming. Human ingenuity. The Aurora Dawn floated cautiously near the edge of a dense asteroid field. The alien fleet had followed closely, their massive ships cutting through the darkness of space like predatory shadows. Captain Elena Torres stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning every screen, every signal, every movement. "This is our chance," she said quietly, almost to herself. "We can use their arrogance against them." Jason Kwan, her communications officer, raised an eyebrow. "Our chance for what, Captain? They're stronger than us. Faster. Better armed. One wrong move and—" His voice trailed off. Elena turned sharply. "One wrong move, yes. But one clever move can give us the upper hand. Humans survive because we adapt. Because we learn. And today we fight smart." Below deck, Maya Patel, the ship's lead engineer, worked furiously at the control console. "Captain, I've been analyzing the alien ship's energy signatures. Their weapons are powerful but predictable. If we can jam their sensors and create decoy signals, we can mislead them long enough to escape or strike back." Elena nodded. "Do it. Jason, coordinate the drones. Split them into multiple formations. Make it seem like we're everywhere at once." The bridge erupted into organized chaos. Crew members moved swiftly, executing their roles perfectly. Small drones launched from the ship, darting toward the alien fleet in confusing patterns. Energy pulses and decoy signals created the illusion of multiple human ships scattered throughout the asteroid field. From the alien fleet, Commander Virek observed with growing irritation. "Why do they move like this? Their ships are smaller, slower. They should be easy to destroy. Yet they evade every attack." Talion, secretly aboard a stealth monitoring ship, watched as humans executed their plan. The small insectoids' antennae twitched with surprise and admiration. "They are adapting faster than I anticipated." Back on Aurora Dawn, Elena paced the bridge. "Keep them distracted. Lead them into the asteroid belt. Their larger ships won't maneuver as easily. Use the rocks to our advantage." The humans executed the plan flawlessly. The alien fleet, overconfident and determined, followed them into the asteroid field. Collisions with floating rocks damaged a few alien ships. Energy blasts ricocheted unpredictably, causing chaos in their formation. "Captain," Jason shouted. "They're disorganized. We can exploit this." Elena smiled grimly. "Exactly. Prepare to strike where it hurts. Target the engines of the closest ships. Disable them, don't destroy. Make them panic." Small, precise attacks from drones and human ship weapons struck the alien fleet. One by one, the larger alien ships struggled to maintain formation, some colliding with asteroids, others forced to retreat to avoid destruction. Maya's voice crackled over the intercom. "Captain, the shields are holding, but energy reserves are dropping. If we keep this up, we'll have to improvise further." Elena's mind raced. Humans had faced impossible odds before: Earth's wars, natural disasters, uprisings. This was no different. Then we improvise. Humans always adapt. Jason, track their firing patterns. We'll adjust our drones to exploit every opening. Hours passed, the battle tense and exhausting. The Aurora Dawn's crew worked tirelessly, coordinating movements, dodging blasts, and countering alien tactics. Each small victory boosted morale. The aliens had underestimated them, and now confusion spread through their ranks. Talion observed silently. He had pleaded with his council to avoid attacking humans, but they had ignored him. Now, he realized the humans were far more formidable than anyone had expected. They were clever, determined, and united, a combination that the Orinthians had never faced. On the bridge, Elena looked at her crew and felt a swell of pride. Every human on this ship is proving why we survive. We are outnumbered, outgunned, but not outsmarted. Keep fighting. Keep adapting. We can win this. Jason leaned over his console, breathless. Captain, they're falling back. They're regrouping. I can't believe it. They're actually retreating slightly. Elena nodded, calm but firm. Good. But don't relax. They'll come back stronger. They'll learn from this, and we'll have to be ready to adapt again. Maya called from engineering. Captain, I think I've figured something. If we use the asteroid field strategically, we can create a narrow passage. Their large ships can't pass through easily, but we can. It will give us an escape route or a place to trap them further. Elena's eyes lit up. Do it. Prepare the ship. Every system must be ready. The alien fleet, still unaware of the humans' full capabilities, began to regroup on the far side of the asteroid field. They had no idea that Aurora Dawn's crew was not just surviving. They were planning their next move, a counterattack that relied on brains, not brawn. Talion's antennae twitched with excitement. They are humans, he muttered. They survive because they never stop coming. They fight because they refuse to quit. They adapt because they must. Elena stood at the bridge's center, staring out into the void. The alien fleet would return. They always did. But humanity had survived the first real test. They had used their minds, their ingenuity, and their determination to turn the tide, if only slightly. We've survived today, Elena said softly. And tomorrow we fight smarter. They think they can break us. They're wrong. Humans always find a way. Outside, the asteroid field glittered like a battlefield of stones and light. The alien fleet lingered beyond, massive and threatening, but confused. They had encountered resistance they did not anticipate. And the humans of Aurora Dawn were ready for the next challenge. The countdown to the aliens' full assault continued. But for now, human ingenuity had won a small victory. A reminder to the galaxy that humans, though physically weaker, could never be dismissed. And Captain Elena Torres knew this. Humanity's greatest weapon was not their ships, nor their weapons, but their minds, their courage, and their refusal to surrender. The Persistence Hunter. The Aurora Dawn drifted deeper into the asteroid field, the alien fleet still lurking nearby. Captain Elena Torres stood on the bridge, watching the stars shift past the ship's hull. Her mind raced, thinking not just about surviving but about outlasting the aliens. Captain, Jason Kwan said, eyes glued to his console. They're reorganizing again. I think they're trying to anticipate our next move. Their attacks will be smarter now. Elena nodded, calm but determined. Let them. Humans are strongest when we adapt. That's what they don't understand. Below deck, Maya Patel worked on the ship systems. Captain, I've been analyzing their patterns. They strike where they think we are weakest. But humans don't quit. We learn from each attack. We'll use that against them. Elena's eyes narrowed. Exactly. Humans never give up. We endure. We persist. And when something seems impossible, we find a way. Talion, the small insectoid ambassador, watched silently from his hidden observation ship. He had warned the Orinthian Council, pleaded for caution, but they had ignored him. Now he saw humans in action, and the truth was undeniable. They were relentless, intelligent, and patient, traits far more dangerous than claws or weapons. He whispered to himself, "Persistence hunters. That's what they are. They never stop coming." The aliens, led by Commander Vyrek, were growing impatient. "Why do they survive?" Vyrek hissed. "They are weak, short-lived. Yet they evade our attacks at every turn." "They adapt," another alien officer said, voice low. "They watch, they learn, they repeat." Meanwhile, aboard Aurora Dawn, Elena convened a quick strategy session with her senior officers. "We've survived the first wave," she said. "They've learned some of our patterns. But humans don't stop. Every failure is a lesson. Every hit we take teaches us what to do next. We'll use that. They expect fear, hesitation, surrender. We'll give them persistence, creativity, and unbreakable will." Jason's hands flew over his console. "Captain, our drones have mapped a narrow corridor through the asteroid field. The alien ships will have difficulty maneuvering. We can force them into it." Elena nodded. "Do it. We'll make them chase us, and while they're distracted, we hit them where it hurts." Humans survive not by strength, but by strategy and determination. Hours passed as Aurora Dawn led the alien fleet through the twisting asteroid field. Each turn, each evasive maneuver was calculated. Humans adjusted on the fly, learning from each blast, from each failed strike. They dodged and countered, using intelligence and persistence rather than brute force. Talion's antennae twitched with amazement. He had never seen a species combine patience and cunning so effectively. "They are not prey," he muttered. "They are hunters." In a quiet moment on the bridge, Elena spoke to her crew. "Remember what humans are capable of. Generations have survived famine, war, disease, and disaster. We endure because we refuse to quit. Our ancestors chased prey for days without stopping. They survived because they persisted. And so will we." Jason glanced at her, eyes wide. "Captain, I've never thought of it like that. But you're right. That's why we're still here. That's why we fight." As the alien fleet pursued, some of their ships were forced into collisions with asteroids. Others became disoriented in the narrow corridors, unable to coordinate effectively. Human ingenuity and persistence were slowly turning the tide, or at least leveling the playing field. Then came a message from Maya, voice urgent. "Captain, their fleet is adapting. They're using their sensors to anticipate our drone patterns. If we don't change tactics, they could corner us in the next few minutes." Elena nodded. "Then we evolve. Humans do not repeat the same mistake twice. We adjust. We adapt. Jason, redirect the drones in unpredictable patterns. Maya, prepare emergency thrusters for sudden maneuvers. Every human on this ship has to act as one mind, one body. We'll survive because we never stop coming." The alien commander, Vyrek, growled in frustration. "They do not fear death. They do not surrender. Every strike we make, they counter with cleverness. How can such weak creatures be so dangerous?" "They are humans," Talion whispered. "Patience, persistence, adaptation. That is their weapon. And now you see why I warned you." Back on Aurora Dawn, the humans implemented their new tactics flawlessly. Drones scattered unpredictably. The ship twisted and turned with sudden bursts of speed. Energy shields held as minor blasts hit the hull. Every human action was coordinated, precise, and relentless. Hours turned into a tense, exhausting day. The aliens, despite their superior firepower, were slowly being worn down. Their confidence waned. Their calculations became less certain. They were chasing prey that refused to be caught. Elena's voice rang out over the intercom. "Humans endure because we must. Humans survive because we adapt. And humans never, ever stop coming. Remember that. Hold fast. Stay clever. And never give up." As the bridge crew exchanged determined glances, Jason whispered, "Captain, I think they're realizing something. They've underestimated us. They've always underestimated humans." Elena allowed herself a small, grim smile. "Let them realize it now. Let them learn the cost of chasing a species that refuses to quit." Outside, the alien fleet regrouped at the edge of the asteroid field, confused, frustrated, and wary. Humans had survived another attack. Not because they were stronger or faster, but because they persisted, because they adapted, because they refused to surrender. Talion observed silently. He had warned the Orinthians, he had begged them to reconsider, but they had not listened. Now, he knew the truth. Humans were predators in their own right. They never stopped coming, and one day, the Orinthians would face the full force of their persistence. Elena stood at the bridge, looking out into the void. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "They will attack again, stronger, smarter. But so will we. Humans survive, humans adapt, and humans never, ever give up." And in the darkness of space, the Aurora Dawn sailed on, carrying 12,000 souls who had already learned the truth about human endurance. The countdown to the aliens' full assault continued, but the humans had proven something vital. No matter the odds, they would persist, they would fight, and they would survive. Turning the tables. The Aurora Dawn drifted cautiously near the edge of a massive asteroid belt, the alien fleet still looming in the void. Captain Elena Torres stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning the stars, searching for the perfect moment to strike. Hours of evasion, persistence, and clever tactics had brought them here, but the humans could not survive forever by running. They needed to turn the fight to their favor. Jason Kwan, sweating from fatigue, pointed at the screen. "Captain, I've mapped a narrow corridor through the belt. Their larger ships can't maneuver through it without slowing down. If we can lure them in..." Elena's lips curled into a determined smile. "Then we make them follow. Humans survive by thinking, adapting, and never giving up. That's exactly what we'll do. Maya, prepare all drones. I want every ship and weapon ready for a trap." Below deck, Maya Patel worked feverishly, recalibrating drone formations and rerouting power to weapons and shields. "Captain, if we execute this right, we can disable several of their ships at once. It's risky, but it could turn the tide." Elena nodded. "Risk is part of survival. Humans never back down. They calculate, they adapt, and they strike when the enemy is weak. Today, we fight back." The alien fleet, led by Commander Vyrek, advanced cautiously. "They are trying something," Vyrek hissed. "They are clever, far too clever for a prey species. Do not underestimate them." Talion, observing from his stealth ship, twitched his antennae. "Finally," he whispered, "the humans will show what persistence hunters can do." On Aurora Dawn, the humans executed their plan flawlessly. Small drones scattered in multiple directions, creating the illusion of dozens of ships. Energy decoys misled alien sensors, and the Aurora Dawn slipped into the narrow corridor with ease. "Now," Elena commanded, "hit their engines and communication arrays. Disable them, don't destroy. Make them panic." Drones darted forward, precision strikes hitting vulnerable points on the alien ships. Some engines sputtered, others lost coordination. A few ships collided with asteroids, causing minor explosions that shook the fleet. Jason watched the sensors, astonished. "Captain, it's working. They're falling into the trap. Several ships are immobilized." Elena's face was calm but fierce. "Good. Keep pushing. Force them to react, to adapt. Humans fight not by brute force, but by exploiting the enemy's mistakes." Talion's antennae twitched in amazement. He had warned his council that humans were dangerous, but seeing it in action exceeded his expectations. The humans were not just surviving. They were dominating the battlefield through ingenuity, patience, and relentless determination. In the bridge, Elena addressed her crew. "Remember what humans are capable of. Generations survived famine, war, disease, and disaster. We endure because we refuse to quit. Every action counts. Every move teaches us something. Stay sharp, stay focused, and keep coming." The alien fleet was now in disarray. Ships collided, communications faltered, and their firing became erratic. Commander Vyrek's frustration grew. Why do they persist? Why are they not defeated? They are weak. They are small. And yet, They survive. They are humans, Talion muttered quietly. They do not quit. They learn. They adapt. They strike when you least expect it. And they will never stop coming. Elena made her next move. Jason, lead the drones to isolate the command ship. Target shields, engines, weapons. Maya, reroute maximum power to our disruptors. We hit them together. The plan worked perfectly. The alien command ship's shields flickered, engines sputtered, and weapon systems went offline. Confusion spread throughout the fleet. Several ships tried to retreat but were blocked by drones and the narrow asteroid corridor. Jason grinned. Captain, we've done it. They're trapped. Elena's voice was calm but firm. Now humans strike. Not with hate, not with recklessness, but with precision and strategy. Every victory we take teaches us. Every hit we land is a lesson they will never forget. For hours, the humans executed coordinated strikes. Drones disabled alien engines, energy pulses disrupted weapon systems, and the Aurora Dawn maneuvered with careful precision. The alien fleet, once confident and threatening, was now disorganized and vulnerable. In the middle of the chaos, Talion realized something profound. They are not prey, he whispered. They are predators, not in strength but in mind. They endure because they persist. They fight because they never quit. And the Orinthian Empire has underestimated them. On the bridge, Elena addressed her crew, voice resolute. Today, we showed them what humans can do, not by overwhelming force, but by persistence, ingenuity, and courage. We survive because we adapt, and we fight because we must. This is who we are. As the alien fleet retreated beyond the asteroid belt, the humans of Aurora Dawn had won a significant, hard-fought victory. They were battered, exhausted, but victorious. They had proven something vital. Humans could survive against impossible odds, not because they were the strongest, but because they refused to quit. Talion, observing silently, felt a mix of awe and dread. He had warned his council, pleaded for caution, but they had ignored him. Now he understood the truth. Humans were not just survivors, they were unstoppable predators when pushed to the edge. Elena stood at the observation deck, watching the stars stretch into streaks of light. We've survived today, she said softly. Tomorrow we face them again, and we will be ready. Humans adapt, humans persist, and humans never, ever stop coming. Outside, the alien fleet regrouped in the distance, shaken and wary. Aurora Dawn sailed on, carrying 12,000 souls who had just learned the true strength of human persistence. The battle was not over. The aliens would return, but humans had turned the tide once. And the galaxy had learned a lesson. Humans were not prey, they were hunters. And they would never stop coming. The awakening. The Aurora Dawn drifted through the asteroid field, battered but intact. Captain Elena Torres stood on the bridge, scanning the dark expanse of space. The alien fleet lingered beyond, watching, calculating, hesitant. For the first time, the humans had made the aliens pause. Jason Kwan's fingers flew over the controls. Captain, sensors show their fleet is regrouping, but they're hesitant. It's like they're reconsidering their approach. Elena's dark eyes narrowed. They've realized humans are not what they expected. Not weak. Not defenseless. Humans survive because we adapt, we persist, and we refuse to quit. That's what they're learning. Below deck, Maya Patel monitored the ship's systems. Captain, our shields are stable, drones are ready, and weapons are operational. We can continue to defend ourselves or take the fight to them. Elena's lips curled into a determined smile. Then we fight smart. We've survived every attack. Now it's time to show them what humans truly are. Talion, the insectoid ambassador, observed from his hidden ship, antennae twitching in awe. He had warned the Orinthian Council, pleaded for caution, but they had ignored him. Now, the truth was undeniable. Humans were not just survivors, they were predators in their own right. Persistence hunters. Relentless. Dangerous. Vyrek, the alien commander, observed the Aurora Dawn and muttered in frustration. Why do they continue? They should have been destroyed hours ago. And yet, they persist. Every strike we make, they adapt. Every hit, they survive. They are humans, Talion whispered. They never stop coming. Elena addressed her senior officers. We've shown them what we can endure. But humans don't just survive. We strike back. We adapt. We fight smarter than anyone expects. Jason, coordinate drone attacks to disrupt their engines. Maya, prepare the main energy pulse to disable their weapons temporarily. We take the initiative, not just defend. The Aurora Dawn surged forward, weaving through the asteroid belt. Drones scattered in multiple unpredictable formations, drawing alien fire and confusing their sensors. Energy decoys created false targets, making the humans appear everywhere at once. The alien fleet fired, massive energy pulses slamming into rocks and empty space. Their frustration grew. Commander Vyrek hissed. They are not weak. They are clever, too clever. Every move we make, they adapt. Elena's hands flew across the controls. Now strike the engines. Target their navigation systems. Disable them, don't destroy. Make them vulnerable. Make them realize humans are not prey. They are hunters. Drones darted forward with surgical precision. Alien engines faltered. Ships collided with asteroids or lost formation. Communication links faltered. Confusion spread like wildfire. The once confident alien fleet was now fragmented and hesitant. Jason's voice trembled with excitement. Captain, we've done it. They're trapped. Several ships are immobilized. Elena's eyes glimmered with determination. Good. Keep pressing. Humans survive not by power, but by persistence. Every moment we endure teaches them a lesson. Every strike we land reminds them not to underestimate us. Talion watched in silence, antennae twitching. They are the species I warned about. They endure, adapt, and strike when least expected. They are dangerous because they never give up. This is what I tried to tell the Council. On the bridge, Elena addressed her crew. We've survived impossible odds. We've adapted. We've learned. And now we've turned the tables. Remember this, humans endure because we persist, we fight because we must, and we never, ever stop coming. Hours passed as Aurora Dawn and its crew maintained pressure on the alien fleet. Humans continued to outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast the invaders. The aliens, once confident in their supremacy, were now wary, cautious, and shaken. Vyrek muttered bitterly, "They are not prey. They are relentless. They are predators in their own way. And we have underestimated them." Talion's voice, soft but resolute, echoed in the silence of his observation ship. Humans are not just survivors. They are the species that never quits. They are hunters of persistence. And the galaxy will learn the cost of waking them. Elena looked out into the endless black of space. 12,000 humans were aboard her ship, exhausted but alive, inspired by their survival, and ready for whatever came next. The Aurora Dawn had endured attacks, adapted to impossible odds, and shown the universe the power of human persistence. "Captain," Jason said quietly, "we've survived the day. We've made them pause. They're learning. Maybe they'll think twice before attacking humans again." Elena's dark eyes glimmered with pride. They should. Humanity survives because we adapt. Humanity survives because we persist. Humanity survives because we never, ever stop coming. Talion, silently observing, understood at last. He had been right to warn the Arinthians. The humans were not weak. They were unstoppable, not because of weapons, but because of heart, courage, and unyielding determination. Outside, the alien fleet slowly retreated, their massive ships moving back into the darkness of space. For the first time, they hesitated to strike again. Humans had survived, and the galaxy had been given a warning. Humanity would not be underestimated. And aboard the Aurora Dawn, Captain Elena Torres and her crew knew the truth. The battle had been won, but the war for survival was just beginning. The humans had awakened, and the universe would never forget.